jazz up some sweet potatoes, and for me personally, I think sweet potatoes that are roasted in the oven taste so much better. So you want 2 medium-sized sweet potato. You also want them roughly the same size so they cook evenly. I've preheated my oven, it's 180 degrees, and I want to cut these in half. Now, it's quite tricky to get through them, so be really careful and always use a sharp knife when you're doing this. And look at that colour. Isn't it stunning? We'll place this onto a tray just with a bit of baking paper. And we'll do the second one. Again, starting from the centre with the tip of your knife, straight through the centre. If you wanted to, you could bake these whole, but they are going to take double the time. So onto a tray, and I'll drizzle a little extra virgin olive oil over the top. Just want to get a gorgeous glisten on them as they cook, along with a pinch of salt and no pepper. And now these go into the oven for about 40 minutes or until they're tender. So while the sweet potatoes are cooking, let's get on with a few of the accompaniments to go with this. First, half an onion here, a Spanish onion or red onion, depending on how you like to call it. I'm just going to cut them as fine as possible. In a bowl, I'll add just some classic white vinegar and some sugar, a good pinch of salt. And some people like to warm this up, but I don't think it needs it. So mixing that together until it just starts to dissolve, and then place them into the pickling liquid. With your hands, just scrunch it together. And by doing that, you're almost activating those onions and releasing the moisture out of them. So by doing this, we're taking away that pungent flavour, kind of leaving us with still a crunchy onion, but a sweet and sour kind of onion. It's so delicious. Okay, we'll pop them to the side. And now into a jug, I want to make a green sauce, and I love the freshness of the herbs in this. I'll start with some lemon, so just half a lemon, and I'll just grab my juicer. So I want really zingy flavours to contrast against the sweetness of our beautiful sweet potato. So we'll squeeze that juice in there. Into that 1 clove of garlic. Just want to bruise that slightly. We'll place that into our jug, along with some oregano, just dried oregano, and the herbs, a combination of parsley and some fresh mint. And I'm going to use the stalks and all. I'll actually reserve some of these leaves for the garnish later on, so we'll just pop that to the side into our jug. And our beautiful fresh mint. Just tear that mint, and if you have some basil on hand, you could also add it to this recipe. Okay, we need some liquid in here so it really does blend nicely, and some good quality extra virgin olive oil. We're just going to add a couple of tablespoons. We'll also need to season this, so a pinch of salt. Okay, we'll blend this until it's smooth, and then we just have to wait for our sweet potato to finish cooking. Sweet potato halves have come out of the oven. Aren't they just gorgeous? I really like cooking them in their skins. It's almost like this protective blanket, and I like to eat the skin too, so just make sure you give them a wash before you start cooking them. You can see that's going to be a concentrated flavour right there. So I'm just going to tuck them onto this plate. We'll put 3 on the bottom, and that last one can just sit on an angle. And then now to dress this, so I like to start with this zingy green sauce. We'll just drizzle that over the top. Look how striking that looks. And for the purple component, our pickled onions, we'll just scatter them over the top. For some saltiness, some feta cheese. And you don't need too much, we just want a small amount. Just break that and then crumble that over the top. Oh, sweet potato, salty, creamy cheese. And for some texture, some almonds. I've just toasted them slightly. If you can get your hands on smoked almonds, use them because they go so well with this dish too. And just roughly chop them. I want them all different sizes so it's not uniform. And we'll sprinkle that over the top. Because I have some extra herbs here, I'll add a few sprigs of the mint. So when you bring this to the table, everyone knows what's in this beautiful zingy dressing. And a few sprigs of parsley. who says vegetables have to be boring? They don't. They can be a little masterpiece, just like this one.